Hello ladies and mostly gentlemen, I'm Vinny B and welcome to part 3 on the airbag trailer, the final video on that series, I think. So let's start by completing the spare tire rack, all the lights, and then make a box for the air compressor in the battery and all the wizardness that imply a self-sufficient trailer in electricity and air. Then it's gonna be testing phase. Oh yeah, finally! Quickly guys, about the drawings. The smart thing to do here, before selling anything to anyone, is to test properly the trailer. So I'm gonna use the month of August to run some testing on the trailer and make any small little changes to the final drawings. And then I will probably do a quick short video letting you know that the drawings are now available. I'm gonna give you some explanation on them and talk a bit about the budget for a trailer like this. Alright, so hold on to your socks, which I don't have because we have a lot of ground to cover here. Alright, so now it's time to build the box at the front of the trailer, and for this I'm gonna use these. Yes, these are coming from my shop that I'm working for. Actually, we're manufacturing the pallet or skid of an airplane engine, which is the Leap 1B. And that engine is for the engine that used to crash a lot not so long ago. Yep, that one. So yeah, we're manufacturing the skid, and these parts were not fitting the toolbox cover. So I was able to buy them for $5 a piece. I bought as many as I could because that was cheap. So now it's time to cut them and try to produce something that looks like a box for the trailer. Let's go. That's the bottom, and it's gonna be the top. Okay, now let's install the goodies inside the box, run some wires and air lines, then I will explain my choices in components, and I didn't go the conventional way.
Qu'est-ce de cette cochonnerie? Ah, no! Ah.
Approximately 10 hours later.
And there it is! This is the brain of the trailer. So we've got a battery here, this is the module for the solar panel, and the big elephant in the room is this. Yeah, I went with a super standard 110 volt air compressor. That's why I do have that big inverter here. Oh, I'm dirty again. But why, you may ask yourself? Well, I've been looking around the internet and I did find some 12 volt air compressor. The problem was that they have such a small duty cycle, and I want to run this thing for the tires of the Smart Hayabusa and maybe even for some air power tools. And these things are super cheap. I'm talking about 100 to 150 bucks. You're gonna have to add the inverter. It's around 300 bucks. If you compare it to a 12 volt air compressor kit, it's gonna be around the same range of prices, 400 to 500 bucks. But the big advantage here, there's two. The first one is that I'm taking this thing out all the time. I'm using it around the house and for small projects that my air compressor hose from the shop cannot reach. And the second advantage is this guy. Yep. Anywhere I want it, anytime I want it, I can use it to power up some little tooling that is 110 volt. I'm talking saws and grinders and stuff like that. So that's why I went with that setup and not a more conventional 12 volt air compressor. And also something different that I choose, I'm using standardized water valves. Even though I do possess some more typical machine valves, because this is a 5.2 and it's not closed center, so all the time I would have to have pressure in one outlet to make sure that the airbags don't go flat on me. I prefer to rely into those valves than that cheapo Chinesium one. And down at the bottom I've got my 3,000 pound winch, which is half in and out of the box. And finally I added switches. That one powers up the winch. I also added a light. could be useful in the dark, and this one is just a spare. Alright, that is pretty much it about the brain of the airbag trailer. Okay, let's complete the floor and then it's gonna be testing time. Missed it. Shit. Take two. It's hot. Where's the middle? That's the middle. Okay. Much better. It's finally time for testing. So I'll get the Smart and see if the airbag's gonna do their job. Oh, and by the way, I've got a comment from Brian Schlendween. Seriously, Schlendween, sorry. Brian, you can write a comment and tell me how much I suck. That's fine. Sorry. Nonetheless, he wrote to me that I should change the transmission fluid on my minivan before any towing of the Smart with it. And he's right. That's exactly what I did. I changed the oil and all the rest of the car for a not brand new Toyota Highlander. So yeah, I'm done with the golden rust bucket. Yep. Yeah, I know how it looks. Yeah, didn't spend much time on the Smart Hayabusa lately. I had so many projects. Still has the winter tires on from the winter session. And yeah, just been piling up things on it since then. Good, so let's dig that thing out and try to put it on the trailer. Go. Alright, so first bit of excitement of the day. Alright, so big moment of truth here. So we're gonna see if the airbag's gonna withstand the close to 2,000 pounds weight of the Smart Hayabusa, or if they're just gonna blow up in pieces. Let's figure that out. And I'm nervous. Alright, let's go. Ready? Need more hair.
A few moments later.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's hit the road and see how the suspension and the trailer behave with some weight on it. Okay, I ain't gonna lie guys, I do find the rear to be a bit on the low side of things. Again, I'm thinking it's because of the overrated airbag capacity. I was targeting 12 inches and ended up close to 9. Yeah. But since this is not an off-road trailer, for now, they'll do the trick, and maybe, eventually, I will upgrade for some better Firestone ones. Again, here, no lies, I am 100, guys. The trailer was simply incredible. For real. Yes, it's slow, I know. But even coming out or in my driveway, which is at a certain angle, the rear never touched the ground. Also, look at the car. This thing is so stable. No bounciness, if that's a word. The brakes perform flawlessly, and the airbags are amazing in the smoothness department. I mean, my street is a rough road. I can feel all the bumps in my SUV. But I didn't get any feedback from the trailer because of the smoothness of the airbags. Same thing with the brakes. It's smooth. I just couldn't feel that I was towing anything. And I do have something to compare it with. You see, I just bought a brand new travel trailer, which is the reason why I delayed that video. Yeah, I had some leaks in this, so I had to put new floors before going camping. I'm planning on completely remodel this thing, so look for it in a future video. So yeah, I was able to compare these two trailers because they do have the same weight. And let me tell you, I was really amazed and impressed on how my trailer behaved. Alright, so that's it for me. And don't forget that I do more than welding and grinding steel. I built a greenhouse, remodeled completely one of our bathrooms. So if you're into building stuff, you should check these out. Also, I've been very fortunate. The algorithm picked one of my videos, the Smart Hayabusa time-lapse. And to this day, I'm close to 2.4 million views. So to all of you subscribed and or left a comment or a like, just want to say thank you very, very much. Seriously, we all have in our minds a vision of what is YouTube, but only once you're in it, you realize how much work it is and how little it pays back. It's a labor of love and passion for creation and sharing experiences and ideas, which I'm hooked. I love it. I'm gonna do this for a long time. So yeah, thanks to all of you who in many different ways supported me or my channel. And finally, as you can see, I'm prepping the Smart Hayabusa for its first laps on the asphalt. Yeah, but I have a leaky caliper, electrical upgrades to do, and a bent and twisted driving shaft that I have to fix. So stay tuned for that video on the first run of the Smart Hayabusa on asphalt. Alright, till then, go do something with your head, your hands, or both. See ya, guys.